Well, GM literally put a 632 big block under the hood of a 6Gen Camaro, completely gutted, right? And call it a Copo Camaro. Mopar guys came out of left field and was like, bro, that's not fair. Says the guys who literally have a 6.2 liter Hemi with a 3 liter IHI supercharger on top of it. They just seem to know how to do it better. This is a naturally aspirated 632 big block. This thing nastier than a stepmom's thong under a microscope. The cam in this thing sounds like a bunch of high school teachers booty bumping each other. Hell no, bro. The cam in this thing sound like about 1,000 Las Vegas strippers clapping their ass at one time. Bro, why y'all cam sound like a nursing home patient stampede? But you're talking about this thing versus a Dodge Demon. Listen to what I'm about to tell y'all. The Dodge Demon don't have enough tire nor enough engine to compete with a Copo Camaro with a 632 big block. That's insane. This is like a David and Goliath fight, only Goliath wins this time. Nah, bro, it look like Mickey Thompson and Kim Kardashian worked together to create this tire, bro. This thing has a whole BBL. BBL Mickey! BBL Mickey! What we have here is yet another render that's been going around lately, and I gotta say I like this one. Like, I'm irritated. Why are all these good? This is a 3rd gen Camaro with 5th gen features. I'm telling you, cam would be so big in this motherfucker, it sound like somebody that started a fight with a Waffle House worker. Listen to it. Man, this thing nastier than a dude who professionally detangle orangutan titties. We don't ever see shit like this at SEMA. Ain't nobody gonna go down this road. Nobody. We always see the Ring brothers pretty much dominate the entire event. It's about hauling more ass than Marge Simpson. This car ain't even real and you can hear the cam. It sound like a dude with no tongue trying to beatbox. So tell me what you guys think. Do you like this 3.5 gen Camaro? Japanese did things drastically different compared to how Americans were in the 90s, especially during the car culture. You see, it's better if I show you. You see, the Japanese weren't that into drag racing. They dragged race, yeah, but it was mainly toge drifting in the mountains and trying to see how much their car can endure. They were taking MK3 Supras, building them as much as they can, and going 200 miles an hour or close to it for about 20 minutes. Do you have any idea how insane that is? Some of y'all muscle cars right now can't handle 180 miles an hour for 15 minutes, let alone 10. Let's put this in perspective, right? These Japanese cars of the 90s, these JDM vehicles, were so overbuilt and so reliable, even more reliable than the 90s domestic vehicles, that American car companies actually fussed about it to the government and made the government put a tax on all these vehicles or outright ban them, aka the R34. I'm talking about people were buying more JDM vehicles than domestic, like on all, hell, even more so than the exotic vehicles. You know, the exotic cars such as the Lamborghini Diablos, the Lamborghini Countaches, those were like, you know, strictly for like rich people, because a lot of people didn't have $100,000 in the 90s. So, you know, those are pretty much out of reach. But here come these JDM vehicles such as the RX-7s, all of the Nissan 240SXs, the 300SX, bro, it's beauty, bro. The 90s was peak JDM. People were finding out you can squeeze all this power out of these vehicles. I put it this way, right? If we had got the Nissan R34 in America, if it was never banned in the first place, if it was never banned, if we had got the strawberry face 240SX, right? Bro, the New Edge Mustang, hell, the Terminator Cobra would have been in trouble. 300ZX was a 300 horsepower twin turbo V6 with the potential to make about close to 400, maybe over 600 horsepower, you know. And the only downside to this was, well, it was complicated to work on since everything fit like a glove. It was, bro, this thing was hell to work on. See, a lot of these car companies were under the gentleman's agreement. And what is that, you're probably asking? That simply means that no car company could develop a vehicle that made over 276 horsepower. But some of these things made maybe twice that amount. If you tuned the R34 Nissan, you could potentially make anywhere from 6 close to 700 horsepower with that RB26. It was absolutely bonkers, dog. Like, listen, The Japanese were tuning these things to make 1,000 horsepower, not just the R34, but all, like, bro, you had freaking three rotors swap Mazda RX-7s. They were taking three rotors out the Mazda Cosmos, throwing them in RX-7s, fully built and everything. 800 horsepower all day. Just fire-breathing monsters. But, you know, this is just like a, you know, a rant or whatever. This is just on my mind. I love JDM vehicles because, like, sure, we love muscle cars over here. And that's another thing, like, we look at muscle cars and go, yeah, I like it. It sounds good. But over there, they value more muscle cars like we value Bugatti Veyrons and stuff like that. Do you know a lowrider more valuable than a JDM car overseas? I kid you not. It's the craziest thing that I've ever seen.